the cycle that we're gonna end up going through to do this is, if it was a new company file or a new QuickBooks file, we'd first have to set up the groundwork, the foundational items. That's the stuff that's usually in the cog over here. So if they never had a QuickBooks file, or it's a brand new business and you're a bookkeeper or the accounting firm, you'd have to, as we discussed before, sign up for QuickBooks, right? And then once you have your QuickBooks file, it would already have a general ledger in it because it gives you kind of like a default general ledger. But there's a lot of stuff in the general ledger. That's going to be one of the lists. So you might go into the general ledger and customize the general ledger, and so on and so forth, and then possibly pull in any data that you need from any prior accounting system into the current accounting system. And then you can add your customers and your vendors. These are all basically list items. So notice that these are things that you need to do only if you start up a new company file. If you go to work for a company file that's already set up, all that stuff will already be set up. Now, you might be a specialist in fixing the setup process that was a mess, in which case you still need to know these underlying foundational items, because that's what you're trying to work with. That's what you're trying to fix. And sometimes the only fix is I start a new company file and I basically started at the beginning of the year. I take the old numbers as of the cutoff date, and I pull in the numbers, and then I clean up all of the information in the new company file going forward. That might be the way and the only way to do it sometimes, but that's a different kind of scenario. So, right, if I'm starting a company file, I'd have to lay down these foundational items, which are going to be basically these list items and the settings. We're going to get into this in a lot more detail in the second half of the course, because that's when we will focus on starting a new company file and actually building the financial statements in essence from scratch.